Hey everybody, Butch Hartman here. Welcome to Speech Bubble. I've got Jace Diehl and the composer of the Danny Phantom theme song and the singer, partly, Guy Moon.
He's a phantom.
Roll the theme music. What I loved about Danny Phantom, especially, let's go to Danny Phantom for a second. So, how did I tell you I wanted that theme song? What did I say about that theme song?
You referenced a few very popular pop songs.
Yes, I did. That shall be nameless. That we won't mention exactly.
But let's say they weren't in the same decade that we were in. So
exactly.
You reference a beautiful
Well, there are a couple
song.
versions of that theme song that I've heard, right?
Yeah, the version that ended up on the show was the third version.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, but they all have that intro. And that's, that was the theme.
That's the classic.
Yeah, that ends up being, you hear that through so many different styles of music in the score.
And that's you going, he's a phantom. That's you?
Yes.
That is
it
you
really?
in there.
He's a phantom.
That's Guy Moon.
That's not the guy who sang it?
No,
Wow. That's
Derek Batiste did the rap.
Yeah.
But I call it a rap. I mean, that's us writing the words
Yeah,
of it. And that was totally me going, hey, here's the lyrics. And we discussed it. Like, this maybe should be like a rap or something.
Yeah, because the first two versions weren't a rap.
No,
And I think we probably got some feedback from the network on that too. The very first version was just a melody, like a normal theme song.
Wait, can you do it again? He's a phantom. You got to do it one more time.
He's a phantom.
That's it. That was you.
Gosh, that's so cool.
That's
I didn't know that.
him. He's fanboying out. He's totally nerding out over here.
Well, I'll tell you, out of all the people I talk to, especially the young people, that's the show that gets the most buzz.
Yeah, right?
Dude,
yeah.
no kidding.
crazy.
You should be on our end of things. I mean, we have a YouTube channel and we love everybody who subscribes to the channel, but our videos do well, but the Danny Phantom videos do really, really well. No, it's like Danny Phantom, it's a niche cartoon, but we have like almost everybody in that niche that loves that cartoon. They really do. It's
Well,
really
whenever I'm asked if you have a favorite show that you've worked on, I say that.
Yeah.
Now, why is that for you?
Well, I think partially, first of all, it was the most difficult because the scope of that score is just gigantic.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It goes from the times when Danny is not a superpower hero.
Not superhero, right.
It's kind of light and fun and funky.
Bloom, bloom, bloom.
And kind of towards that Carl Stalling approach, but it's more modern instruments. It's with guitar and synthesizers and drums and it had a kind of a hip hop influence as much as I can put on a hip hop influence. Yeah, and I kind of cheated when I wrote that because I wrote it on guitar because I knew the score would have a lot of guitar on it. So I wrote a lick that I could play easily on the guitar.
Okay.
So for all you guitar players out there, you know how easy it is to play that. That's literally how much this fingers are moving.
It doesn't even move.
Literally,
Yeah.
it's 3 notes.
But but what I loved about the Danny Phantom theme song is like we could use it anywhere in the show. Like if something was sad, we go.
Yes.
But
So that goes with what my answer is that it was the most challenging, definitely. But then a lot of times when you work so hard at something and you succeed, it becomes more of a favorite to you. So even so you got that style for when he's not a ghost.
Right.
Then when he goes ghost, it gets a little more. Is it dark? I'm not sure if dark.
We'll say intense.
Yeah, it amps up, definitely.
So now you add the orchestral element, and then when he's actually in a chase or catching or beating up on people,
Yes. Right.
Ghosts.
it's really, really intense. So it's turned out to be like this giant rock band with a huge drum set and a 70-piece orchestra that was, and with a lot of Butch's stuff, the focus tends to jump back and forth. So you'd have Danny succeed for 15 seconds, and then whoever the nemesis would take over for a while.
Yeah.
So I'd have to jump back to that, and then the orchestra would just get really menacing. And
plus it was I'm sorry, what?
usually it would end up with Danny, when he was victorious, which was most of the time, if not all the time.
Yeah, all the time.
You'd have this big, all the instruments playing and the guitar ripping on that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
Well, some of my favorite music was the after credits music at the end. It was like a
Right.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like background vocals, yeah.
They go and also don't forget the billionfold. That's him and I.
You do.
Right, that's what.
And that's back now with your new
It is
shows.
back.
Yeah,
Let's
it's back.
do billionfold. 1, 2, 3.
Billionfold. Dun-dun-dun.
That's totally it.
And I go ink. Yeah, there we go. All right, yeah, that's it, pal.
What the other difference between Fairly Odd Parents and Danny Phantom? Fairly Odd Parents was an 11-minute episode.
Right.
Danny Phantom 22.
Right.
Did you have more time to work on
Nope.
Danny Phantom? Really?
No,
Wow.
I think most of the Nick shows that were in production were 10 business days, which to a composer
Wow.
means 14 days because you don't take a day off.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'd spot on Monday, and it was the mix, or I forget if it was a mix or the final review was the 2 weeks
Well,
Mondays after that.
you'd have
So
like
I'd
a week, and then we'd watch it, and I'd make notes,
Yeah.
and then you'd have like another couple days,
Yeah.
and then
that was the same for all the shows. It was
Yeah.
So you had to work
10
twice
days.
as fast on Danny? Like, was it more pressure on that show?
we were doing Fairly Odd Parents and Danny at the same time.
Oh, that's right. How did that work?
And so, by the way, so was I.
Oh, you were doing that too?
Occasionally, yeah, a little bit.
How did that work for you?
That was a bit of finagling, but I did start to hire help.
Okay.
I hired arrangers. So what I would do is I would write, typically like in the way back old days, you might just write a piano score and then you would give it to an orchestrator and he would fill out the violins and the. So that wasn't our process, but it was similar where I would hire arrangers and we all had the same gear, MIDI setup. So I could write the themes in where they go, and then they would fill the whatever the instruments would be, whether it was that huge orchestra stuff or it was more a rhythm section with drum beats. And now a drum beat is just like
Which is wild, I know.
Yeah.